Welcome to Pulp, the search for lost science fiction classic. Hello everybody, Jake here. I made the decision to start doing Rolling Shorties live, and since last week I've done 2 of them. And I've been making videos on here for over 2 years, doing numerous live streams, and you'd think I'd know what I was doing. Yeah, they've been complete disasters. Fun, but yeah, train wrecks. And so, thank you all for your patience, and please continue to bear with me as I struggle through life. But thankfully, the quality of these normal reviews won't suffer. Everybody be quiet. The principal's here. Joseph John Millard was an American educator and author, born January 14, 1908, and he died in 1989 at the age of 81. Millard earned degrees from Iowa State Teachers College and Iowa State University, and he was a high school teacher for years and later a principal for several different schools. Millard's writing focus was mainly westerns, including novelizations of the Dollar series. Though he wrote a fair amount of science fiction short stories, he only wrote one SF novel. Which brings us to The Gods Hate Kansas. Invasion from the Stars. It began with the landing of 9 meteors in Kansas. Then, suddenly, it exploded into a massive catastrophe. First, the meteorite investigating team were turned into automatons, ruled by an unknown alien intelligence. They barricaded themselves from the world and began building a rocket project aimed at traversing the stars. Then, the Crimson Plague struck, sweeping over Earth's population, destroying human capacities and defying scientific probing. Only a few escaped the invasion from outer space, among them astrophysicist Kurt Temple, whose girlfriend, Lee Mason, was enslaved. Her personality changed. Kurt knew he had to pit his slim knowledge against the most perfect intelligence in the cosmos to save the world and the woman he loved. Gods Hate Kansas was originally published in the November 1941 edition of Startling Stories. I own the 1964 Monarch Books edition. It is 132 pages and originally cost 40 cents. The cover is by Jack Thurston, and it's awesome! Listen, I don't care who you are. If you see this in a bookstore, it's going home with you 100% of the time.
That's where you're wrong, son.
You can find this Monarch edition for around $15. The pulps that it came in, the 2 original pulps that it came in, also go for around $15, so do with that what you may. It is, however, available to read on the Internet Archives for free. But if you're a lover of British science fiction B-movies from the 60s, then you may already be familiar with this story. It was made into a movie in '67 called They Came From Beyond Space, not to be confused with the infinitely better It Came From Outer Space. I had never seen They Come From Beyond Space before, so I watched it after I read this book. It's for free on YouTube. Despite not taking place in Kansas or America, it actually follows the novel fairly closely, only condensing and shrinking everything down with a budget that won't even get you in the door at Costco. The movie was watered down, but it's fine. And yes, that is a veggie strainer on this guy's head. But the novel is just so much better that I can't really recommend watching it. Although the soundtrack... So, we're all in agreement. Everybody hates Kansas. But what did I like about this? Last episode, we discussed a pulpy premise, but it was well written, it took itself seriously, and it was art. This here is a pulpy premise with pulpy dialogue, pulpy action, pulpy science fiction, and a downright cheesy finale. I mean, look at this tone here. The answer is yes. This is the tone of this book. If you need your science fiction to be highbrow, then probably move along. This is a B movie in book form. But if you want fast-paced, action-packed, turn your brain off thrill ride, you'll have a good time. The action is fantastic. The first act didn't really hook me. The premise I thought was and I realized we weren't going to get this cool scene here on the cover, which was a bummer. But the action is what sucked me in. The protagonist, Kurt Temple, was supposed to be on that initial investigating team, but at the last minute his doctor wouldn't clear him or totally refused to because he had just recently had surgery and got a silver plate in the back of his head. A few days later, Temple loses contact with his team. They had been possessed or body snatched by these ultraviolet alien blobs that came in on the meteors.
So strange, Lee isn't calling me back. Something must be wrong, like she always calls me every night, no matter what.
So, defying the doctor's orders, Temple leaves for Kansas, but not before being ambushed by his colleagues.
Alan, what's wrong? What's the matter?
Not this one.
Dr. Temple, I'm afraid we've made the most stupid mistake. We can't take you with
Arden,
us.
what's happening around here? Alan, get out!
It turns out that the silver plate in the back of his head prevents him from being possessed. So in Kansas, he finds the compound. It's fully armed, and they turn him away. Chain-link fences are erected. There's guard towers, people with guns, the whole 9 yards. So then we are treated to a lengthy espionage sequence that probably took up a good 25% of the book, and is great. He has to sneak in without being seen, but it's very difficult. And then when he gets in, they're on to him, so he has to fight, hide, outwit his pursuers, and then he gets caught, breaks out, and does it all over again. I mean, we're talking about shootouts, hand-to-hand combat, gadgets, tricks, MacGyver-esque traps, car chases, and body slams. It's very engaging, and for initially dreading this read, I was sucked in right up to the very end. The title, I thought it would be stupid, because it sounds stupid, but it's actually quite clever. The phrase, "the gods hate Kansas," seems to be a joke among astrophysicists. They state that Kansas apparently receives more meteorite impacts than any other place on Earth.
That's just science.
So, I don't know if that's true at all. Doesn't matter. But the joke is that the gods are throwing rocks at Kansas. Now, is that amount of care and attention put into every other aspect of this book? No, definitely not. And just to be clear, Millard is not a forgotten master writer.
You sure about that? You sure about that? That's why? You sure about that?
Every science fiction element in here has been done before and done better. And like I said, the ending is the cheesiest cheese you'll ever cut. But is it fun? Oh yeah. And now, the bad.
Some urgent problems have come up.
To say that this has several plot holes would be an understatement. I warn you, if you are thinking while you're reading this, even if your brain's on a little bit, you're going to fall right into those plot holes before you even get to chapter 2.
Problems have come up.
I've already said this several times, but the ending is so stupid. Legitimately stupid. Which sucks because during a shootout, Temple and crew get aboard a rocket. Then they're blown off to the moon, which is, sure, okay.
That's just science.
Once there, they find that the alien blobs have enslaved an army of human zombies, along with some multi-eyed, tentacle alien creatures, and I'm like, wait a second. No way. No way! The cover is accurate? It's not. But we do get these creepy little tentacle alien guys, which is great. So our heroes are on the run, they're dodging bullets, diving in moon craters and stuff, and it's so fun. And then the ending hits. I don't know. I am going to spoil it because it kind of doesn't matter. It's so dumb that maybe it doesn't deserve the treatment. Still, if you really don't want it spoiled though, skip ahead to this timestamp here. Okay? All right. Spoily time. So eventually Temple is captured. The silver plate in the back of his head is surgically removed and replaced with another metal that the aliens can bypass, so they can take control of his mind.
That's just science.
Which they attempt, but they can't, because he's the main character. So the aliens give up.
We will die on a strange planet in a strange galaxy.
It was not necessary for you to try to conquer and dominate. We would have helped you. All of us. You need only to have asked.
We need only have asked
That's right. I think I rolled my eyes so hard I scratched the underside of my brain.
We landed on the moon!
No way.
Curtis Temple was an experienced and dedicated meteor watcher. He had trained his eyes and muscles to the superb coordination essential to capture every possible secret during the instant a flashing meteor was visible. Now, I don't want to brag, but I also have trained my muscles to watch meteors. Get a load of this, I'll show you. Whew. You don't get that kind of performance without serious muscle training.
No way.
Curtis and crew, when they land on the moon for the finale, several of them have lost their silver helmets that protect them from alien mind control. Oh no! There is, however, a temporary workaround because apparently the aliens can't possess an intoxicated mind.
That's just science.
So they chug a bunch of whiskey. That's right. The main characters, save Curtis, are drunk for the climax of this story. Honestly, it reminded me of At World's End, and it made me laugh. But I think it was just a ploy for Millard to add some quasi-profanity, because it's a very clean book. Something he didn't have in here at all. Let me show you. Rockison lifted an angry, tear-streaked face. Wait till I get my hand on that Monge, Master of the Moon. I'll kill that son of a bitch. So what's the verdict? eBook, you sons of bitches. Is this objectively good? No. Is it objectively fun? Yep. 3 out of 5. And that is my review of The Gods Hate Kansas. Look at that. I did all of this without making a "we're not in Kansas anymore" joke. Whew. Pretty impressive if I do say so myself. Almost as impressive as my meteor watching muscles. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time with...
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
That's just science.